go. Okay. We're gonna take off the seat. We're just gonna get everything ready. And then you could use the Allen under your seat, or you can use a 4mm. And you can pop open these tabs here on top of your seat. Little push tabs to take off this guy right here. And then we are going to get to the bolts and take off our actual rider seat. Again, it's the 4mm. And then take off your seat. And the reason why you want to do that is so that you can get these fairings off. So we got another tab right here, a little push tab. Take that out. And then this guy will pull right off. Oh no, there's one more tab up by the tank. So take both the tabs off this plastic piece. And then we're gonna pull this guy off. Just like that. And then when you're here, you're gonna need to take this tank fairing off. So there's a bolt here and one at the front, up top. That guy. Turn my bars a bit so I can get to this guy. Okay, and then once you got those two out, then this guy will pop off. Just like that. I'm gonna take this guy off too. And I think you might have to as well. So this is a 5mm. You got two bolts, and then it will pop right out. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is take off this bracket. So you've got this, which I believe is also a 5mm. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to break out the actual Allen key to get to this one. Yours will be on this side because I've flipped mine around. And this bolt only goes in here one way. So when you put this bolt back, make sure you don't put it on the wrong side, because one side has threads and the other side of that clamp doesn't. Okay. I believe you're meant to use Loctite on this one when you tighten it back up, so be aware of that. Okay, so once you take that off, we're going to take off the shift rod. Now yours is obviously going to look different because this is the quick shift rod. When you're taking your stock one off, it's just going to be a plain rod. But it's the same concept, right? So I'm actually going to twist all this stuff off because, and this is with your 10mm. So you're going to take this guy off of your shift rod because you're going to need to put it onto the new one. So once you loosen up the lock nut, it should come right off. And you can take this off. And I think you got to save these. I can't remember if the kit comes with these nuts or not, but don't throw them out just in case. we're gonna take that guy out. This guy out. And so as you can see, this is connected with the wire. Yours is not going to have any wire connected to it, but you are going to need to get this wire connected. So I've got to cut the zip tie. Don't worry, I have plenty. And then there's another zip tie up here that I could just loosen up. Okay. So what you're going to need to do is plug this guy in. So you probably don't know where this thing is. I'll show you where to find it. If I can ever get this thing unclipped. So we gotta push this guy down. There we go. Okay. So this wire, stock, is gonna be up here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but here, let me see. It's gonna be right here. So there's a little faux plug right there. You're just gonna have to unplug it and then route it down this way. It's already installed on your bike. You just gotta unclip it from here and bring it down this way. Okay. So I've already got mine. And then your quick shifter is gonna go, the side with the wires going out, it's gonna go up. So we're going to take this and we're going to get our quick shifter installed back. So you're going to put the nut on here. And then you're going to twist this guy on. Okay, so once you get that on, you're going to want to tighten this lock nut up to this clamp. And it's supposed to be torqued at 9 Newton meters. And then you'll see here there's a little line on your shift shaft and there's a dot on this bracket, and you want that line to be pointing towards the dot when you put this back on. Now, but first we're gonna get this guy on. So you want to put the other nut onto the bottom of the shifter, and then this guy can come out. And we're gonna twist it on. Now you might say, well, how do I know if I've gone far enough? How do I know how much threads to have right here? Well, the directions tell us that you need a distance of 212 millimeters from right here to right here. So there's a circle here and a circle here. You're gonna measure from the center of both of those circles, and you need it to be at 212 millimeters, which on your ruler, if you have a ruler like this, it should be at 20, 1, and then 2 little marks. So this is too far. So we need to come in more with this. More. Once you have it from the center of this circle to the center of this circle at 21 and 2 marks. It takes a little adjustment, but get it as good as you can, and then lock down the hex nuts. so that it doesn't move. So then, if your dot is lined up with the line, and you have 212 millimeters from here to here, and let me see if I can give you guys a better view of it. Okay, so you are looking at this, the center of this circle to the center of this circle right here, 212 millimeters. I don't know how crucial it is, but it's what the directions say, and it's how I did it the first time, and it worked great. So that's what you're gonna do. And then your kit is gonna come with this little metal bracket. You're just gonna unscrew the bolt of the engine casing and put this bracket in. You can see there's like a little stopper. It's only gonna go one way, that makes sense. And then there's a little plastic like zip tie thing that goes in there as well. And that's how you're gonna secure your wire, as well as this little like plastic collar that comes with it, which goes around here. And that also secures the wire for you right there. And then a zip tie here. And then this will go up in here. And then you're gonna wanna get your bolt back in. Mind you, which side the threads go, which side the head goes. It's gonna go to the right if you're doing it correctly. And then you're gonna tighten this down. And actually, it says to put some Loctite, so make sure you get some Loctite. So you're gonna wanna put some Loctite on this guy. I know this looks like red Loctite, but don't use red, you'll never get it off. This is actually blue thread locker. I don't know why they put it in a red bottle, but you just need the tiniest little drop. That's probably even too much right there. But it's going in. Because you don't want this guy coming off. And let's see if it gives us a torque rating on that. Okay, so this one's gonna be 14 Newton meters. So I'll torque it down after, but make sure you get the torque settings correct. You always wanna be up to spec. And then, you know, you're pretty much ready to go. If you've got this plug unplugged from here and routed down, you can just plug it in. Now I had to get this down further than you did because I flipped it upside down, which made the wire have to travel further up, but you're not gonna have to go that far. So I'm gonna cut this. Cut that zip tie. And then this can go back further in here like it was, so that it can be hidden. And that plugs in, and then we're gonna zip tie this. So this one's gonna go around here. Like that. And then this guy's gonna get zip tied here. And make sure you have enough slack in there so that your shifter can move up and down freely. Okay, and that's pretty much that. After that, you just put everything back together, and the final step for this is very important. The final step is the calibration, so I'll show you how to do that. I think I saw on Reddit that one guy got his Quickshifter from installed by the dealer, and I think they might have forgot to do the calibration because he said it ran like shit, it didn't work right. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so now we're gonna put the fairing back on. Very good, I apologize. I used the camera, kept running out of space on that one. So, anyways, we're gonna pop this fairing back in place. This way, brother. Push pins there. And then we'll get this guy back on. Okay. And then we have a seat in this. Okay, so now, perhaps the most important thing that you're gonna need to do here is the calibration. So when you calibrate this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull in the clutch when the bike is off, then you're gonna pull up on the shifter, and you're gonna turn the key on, and you're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. And then once the 10 seconds is up, you're gonna release, and then you're gonna shut the bike off. And that's calibration. So we're gonna do it right now. Okay, so I got my key. So, here, let me get you guys in a better spot actually. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so we're gonna have the bike off. We're gonna pull in the clutch, pull up, turn it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Bike off. And there you have it calibrated. So sorry I didn't do a video on the original installation so you guys can see exactly what it would look like if you're doing it from stock, but I hope this helps. For those of you who don't like reading the directions, you'd rather watch a video and see it, there you go. By the way, I do have the instructions right here, so if you guys want to screenshot it or take a look, maybe if you got it installed at the dealer and you didn't get a copy of it, here, I'll show you. So here they are. And you can just pause it wherever you need to. If you need to see this stuff, we'll go through these right here. And these are a little more detailed instructions that you need to follow. So pause it wherever you need to. Try to get all these figures in here. Here's a little chart of what your Quickshifter should look like on your dash. Estimated time to install at 0.5 hours. I'd say that's pretty accurate, especially if it's your first time. if you've done it before and you know what you're doing, it'd be even quicker. But there you go.